Today is Thursday, September 28th, 2023, and this is the Dunkley Report. The White House says the American soldier who sprinted into North Korea across the heavily fortified border between the Koreas 2 months ago has been released into U.S. custody. Everett Travis King's release was secured with the help of ally Sweden and rival China. Earlier Wednesday, North Korea said it would expel Everett King. The announcement has surprised some observers who expected the North to drag out his detention in the hopes of squeezing concessions from Washington at a time of high tensions between the rivals. King's expulsion almost certainly does not end his troubles. His fate remains uncertain, having been declared AWOL by the U.S. government. A fire that raced through a hall hosting a Christian wedding in northern Iraq has killed around 100 people and injured at least 100 others, and authorities warn the death toll could rise. Survivors describe the blaze erupting just as the bride and groom began their slow dance and a pyrotechnic show went off. Officials say low-cost, highly flammable panels in the building contributed to the fire's swift spread. The disaster in the Hamdaniya region of northern Iraq was a new tragedy for Iraq's Christian community, which has dwindled over the past decade. Azerbaijan has detained the former head of Nagorno-Karabakh's separatist government as he tried to cross into Armenia, following Azerbaijan's 24-hour blitz last week to reclaim control of the enclave. The arrest on Wednesday of Ruben Vardanyan was announced by Azerbaijan's border guard service. It appears to reflect Azerbaijan's intention to quickly and forcefully enforce its grip on the region. The offensive has triggered an exodus of tens of thousands of ethnic Armenians, more than a third of the region's population. Azerbaijan's health ministry says a total of 192 Azerbaijani troops were killed during the offensive, while Nagorno-Karabakh officials say at least 200 people died on their side, including 10 civilians. Russia has accused Ukraine's Western allies of helping plan and conduct last week's missile strike on the Black Sea Fleet's headquarters in Crimea. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova says there was coordinated with the help of American and British security agencies. She says NATO satellites and reconnaissance planes also played a role. The accusation came the day after video appeared to show that the fleet's commander, ADM Viktor Sokolov, was still alive despite Ukraine's claims that he was among 34 officers killed in Friday's strike on the port city of Sevastopol. Ukraine has provided no evidence of Sokolov's death and said it was trying to verify its claims. The Biden administration has admitted Israel into a select group of countries whose citizens are allowed to travel to the United States without getting a visa in advance. The decision was announced Wednesday in Washington. It comes despite U.S. concerns about the Israeli government's treatment of Palestinian Americans. The agreement is a major accomplishment for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who sparred frequently with the Biden administration. Under the waiver program, as of November 30th, Israelis will be able to travel to the U.S. for business or leisure purposes for up to 90 days without a visa, simply by registering with the electronic system for travel authorization. North Korea has expelled a U.S. soldier who crossed into the country in July. Everett Travis King's case comes at a time of high tensions on the Korean peninsula. King was released to U.S. custody on Wednesday. Other Americans have entered North Korea over the years, including a few U.S. soldiers. Some were motivated by evangelical zeal or simply attracted by the mystery of a severely cloistered police state. Others were detained after entering North Korea as tourists. In one tragic case, it ended in death. Iran is claiming that it has successfully launched an imaging satellite into space. The state-run IRNA news agency is quoting the country's communication minister as saying the Noor-3 satellite had been put in orbit 450 kilometers, or 280 miles, above the Earth's surface. There was no immediate acknowledgement from Western officials of the launch or of the satellite being put into orbit. Iran has had a series of failed launches in recent years. The United States has alleged that Iran's satellite launches defy a UN Security Council resolution and has called on Tehran to undertake no activity related to ballistic missiles capable of delivering nuclear weapons. Turkey's oldest film festival has been thrown into turmoil after jury members resigned and filmmakers withdrew their work over accusations of censorship. The producers and directors of 27 entries at the Antalya Golden Orange Film Festival on Wednesday announced they were pulling out. The move came days after 20 members of the jury quit over the removal of a documentary. Kanun Hukmu, or the decree, focuses on a teacher and doctor dismissed from their jobs under a state of emergency imposed in Turkey following an attempted coup in 2016. Festival director Ahmet Boyasyoglu said the film had been removed because of legal proceedings against one of the people featured. But the film's director, Necla Demirci, said that was an excuse and outright censorship. Judicial officials in Lebanon say a military court has sentenced an official with the extremist Islamic State group to 160 years in prison for carrying out deadly attacks against security forces and planning others targeting government buildings and crowded civilian areas. The officials said Wednesday that the Palestinian man confessed to all 11 charges against him, including joining a terrorist organization, committing crimes in Lebanon's largest Palestinian refugee camp of Ain el-Hilweh, shooting at Lebanese soldiers and transporting weapons and munitions for militant groups. IS claimed responsibility for deadly attacks in different parts of Lebanon that left scores of people dead. Paris Fashion Week. Spring-Summer 2024 saw a resonating 70s influence mingled with contemporary flair. Dries Van Noten embraced the era with mismatched styles and elongated silhouettes, presenting standout pieces like a flared trench paired with a bikini top. Amid praises, there were suggestions of a cautious approach in his collection. Courage's delivered a blend of past and future, with a 70s minimalism meeting space-age aesthetics, highlighted by pieces like a split-leg black dress. Meanwhile, Marni, guided by Francesco Riso, showcased intricate designs from checks to florals, with remarkable attention to detail. As observers anticipate the upcoming Balmain show, the theft of designer Olivier Rousteing's pieces adds to the season's drama. Today's news was reported by the Associated Press. This has been the World News for Thursday, September 28th, 2023. Thanks again for joining us at The Dunkley Report.